Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Speak On It for the Culture. Appreciate you guys tuning in. There have been some updates with what's going on with this situation with Kyrie Irving. So we're just going to give you the latest and just kind of have some commentary on it. Let's jump right into this ESPN video. Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, Molly Kieram speaking today about just the latest that's going on with Kyrie. So let's watch this video and we'll come back with some reactions.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said he met with Kyrie earlier this week at the league's headquarters in New York for what he called a direct and a candid conversation. Adam Silver shared his comments on Kyrie with the New York Times and how he believes that Irving is not anti-Semitic, that he has, quote, no doubt of it. He's someone I've known for a decade. I've never heard an anti-Semitic word from him or, frankly, hate directed at any group. Whether or not he's anti-Semitic is not relevant to the damage caused by the posting of this hateful content. Meanwhile, LeBron James took to Twitter Thursday to double down on his opinion on the Kyrie situation, saying, I told you guys that I don't believe in sharing hurtful information, and I'll continue to be that way, but Kyrie apologized and he should be able to play. That's what I think. It's simple, help him learn, but he should be playing. What he's asked to do to get back on the floor, I think, is excessive, in my opinion. He's not the person that he's being portrayed as. Anyway, back to my rehab session. Okay, Kendrick Perkins. There he is. Hey, Perk.
What up, KP?
Good morning, good afternoon, all that good stuff. Perk, do you agree with LeBron and what he had to say on... Yeah, sorry to cut you off there. Do you agree with what LeBron had to say on the matter?
I do agree. And, the suspension is one thing, and everybody asked for Kyrie Irving to give an apology, and he did just that. And so here's the thing. I appreciate LeBron James speaking out on his platform and using his voice, but that's just a step. When you think about LeBron James, he's one of the most powerful, iconic individuals in the world, not just in the sports world, in the world.
Yeah.
So if he really want to go forward with this and he really want to take action, that was just the first step. Now, make those phone calls. Use your sources, use your power to actually get it done so that Kyrie Irving don't have to go through that whole entire list that they put out that he has to do before he's able to return to the game. And LeBron James, we keep talking about this, one of the guys in the league that everyone looks up to. One of the guys that he could make a phone call at the drop of a dime and get a conference call with all the most powerful individuals in the game today, whether that's Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the list goes on, and then come together collectively to get Kyrie Irving back on the floor. But I do agree with LeBron James. What Kyrie Irving is asked to do after he already apologized is absurd, and it's disrespectful to this point. But this is just a starting point for LeBron James using his platform. Now, get it done.
Well, I got news for you, Kendrick Perkins. That's not just on LeBron James. That's on all of us. That's on you. That's on me. That's on brothers or that's working on other networks. The list goes on and on. Collectively, we have to come together. Kyrie was wrong. Kyrie should not have done what he did. Putting that link on his Twitter page was insensitive, highly insensitive and offensive. The Jewish community spoke up about that. We understand that part of the story. But he apologized, albeit reluctantly. He did that. The Anti-Defamation League, somebody needs to talk to them. Nobody else has done it, so I'm going to do it. Directly to the Anti-Defamation League. Most folks in our society recognize that Kyrie was wrong and Kyrie made a mistake. Attaching yourself to a link with anti-Semitic tropes and in any way speaking of Adolf Hitler in a positive matter is as inexcusable as it gets. He apologized for it. The commissioner of the National Football League has come out and said that Kyrie Irving is someone he has known personally for a decade and that he can vouch for the fact that Kyrie Irving is not anti-Semitic. That should be enough.
All right. So a lot to unpack here in this video clip. So let's get your initial reaction, because I know this is the first time you're hearing this information.
Yeah, a lot of walk back. They're walking back their initial response. You know, when you come out so strongly against something, then days later you want to start walking it back because, the people have spoken, and you just kind of go with the ease and flow of the people. How disingenuous are you? I know it's TV, and I know it's a lot of reactive, commentary. But again, you two have platforms, and you use your platform to pretty much bash this young man who clearly came out and said where he stood. And you didn't want to take his word for it, but now that those with more money are coming out and backing him, now it's time for you to tuck your tail and kind of backtrack on what you initially said.
Absolutely. It's just funny how, the backtracking that we're seeing all across the media and the sports world. Man, I promise you, if moonwalking was a sport, Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins will be world champs. Mm-hmm. All right. Everybody is walking this stuff back. And I believe that it's a few reasons why people are walking their commentary back. One, Jay Williams came out loud and strong. I don't think I've seen him on television since he said that either.
Nope.
Jaylen Brown, the vice president, I think he's one of the vice presidents of the Players Association. He came out very strong with his comments. And since his initial comments, Jaylen Brown also came out with another tweet towards Nike saying, when did Nike start caring about ethics? So that was a mic drop for Jaylen Brown. So as the tide has turned more towards Kyrie, not only is it people that have more money coming out in support of Kyrie, but this is one of the things that you and I talked about. A lot of times we get caught up in the headlines, but when you look at the commentary and all these videos, we could see very easily where the masses of people stood in this conversation. So now I got another clip that I want to play, and I think that this clip is going to also speak to why a lot of these people are coming out and kind of changing their tune. So let's take a look at this next clip, and then we'll get your reaction to this one.
The other day, and he missed every shot, almost. He can't play with his mind in that state. And when his brother Kevin Durant said, I don't like none of this, he's not saying he don't like the movie. He's not liking what you're doing to a man who wasn't doing nothing against you but searching for greater knowledge. And you decided to break him. You decided to put fear into men like Charles Barkley and LeBron James and other black men who have become rich and powerful. You wanted to say, you were saying to them as you were lynching Kyrie, you all better get the point. You all better get the message. They don't want you rising up into that knowledge that will make you a real man and not a glorified punk.
We can just end it right there. I think that had a lot to do with it. Minister Louis Farrakhan has been speaking up for black people for 60, 70 years. And, let the world tell it, this is the number one anti-Semite, Minister Louis Farrakhan. But whether you practice Islam or not, as a black person, we all know who Farrakhan is. and whether we agree or disagree, we know that he's coming from a place of love for his people, and black people respect when the minister speaks. I think, in my opinion, that this had something to do with why LeBron James came out with his statement. So I want to show LeBron's tweet, and then we'll come back and get your reaction to Farrakhan and to LeBron's tweet. So let me read LeBron's tweet really quick. LeBron says, "I told you guys I don't believe in sharing hurtful information." This was after Farrakhan's video came out. "And I'll continue to be that way, but Kyrie apologized and he should be able to play." That's what I think. It's that simple. Help him learn, but he should be playing. What he's asked to do to get back on the floor, I think, is excessive in my opinion. He's not the person that's being portrayed of him. Anyways, back to my rehab session. So based on the comments by Farrakhan, this is an excerpt from a much longer video. That video with Farrakhan is an hour long. Check it out on TSO Media. But what are your thoughts on the Farrakhan's commentary on LeBron James's tweet?
I'll start with LeBron, and I think we said this in one of our last shows. He's like the Disneyland activist. So what makes you comfortable in being an activist? What makes everyone comfortable being an activist is kind of where he toes the line, where I'll say just enough, but I'll never take it far enough. Mm-hmm. It's his comments, his tweet were disingenuous to me, because Kyrie already told you. If you listen, all you have to do is listen to the man. He already told you in the first interview. So no one wanted to listen; they just wanted to react. And again, this is LeBron just reacting to the tide changing. So,
right.
So moving on to Farrakhan. Yeah, whether you like him, hate him, or just like on the fence, he is for our culture. He is for Black people, and he's a voice that folks listen to. So I definitely appreciate him, coming out and speaking truth to the fact that he pretty much just reiterated what Kyrie said. I'm trying to search my lineage. I'm trying to search my truth, my history. Folks don't realize that, man, as Black men and women, we seek knowledge. We seek understanding of our ancestors and our history. And sometimes, it's going to make you uncomfortable because we're going to dive deep into the realities of what they're not going to teach you in the history books. And that makes you uncomfortable once we have the power and the knowledge of where we come from. Because we're not just going to conform to what you say is right or true or absolute. And with that being said, thank you, Farrakhan, for coming out and doing that. We need more folks to step up and to promote their platform in a way that is inclusive for those who are seeking truth, who are trying to gain knowledge, because knowledge is power.
Absolutely. Let me just say this before we wrap up this video here, man. I'm super proud of the Black community. In this instance, I'm super proud of the Black community. This is really just a sample size of what we can do when we practice a collective consciousness. The powers that be could feel the pressure that we put on them. And in 2022, the way that you add pressure is exactly the way we did it. We get in those comments, and we were relentless. I can't tell you how many videos I've watched on this topic, whether it's somebody who has 10 followers on their YouTube channel or somebody that has 20,000 or 100,000. We were in the comments, and we were letting it be known that we are not going to stand for what's going on. There was also, and then we have this a parade of Black men that are being emasculated right in front of us. You got Kanye, you got Kyrie, Jalen Rose, and now we may even be adding Jay Williams to that list, because I promise you I haven't seen him since he made those comments. So You know, if they can do what they did to Kyrie, to Kanye, to Jalen, what chance do we have to stand against a power like that if we stand alone? And in this instance, we've shown that when we put our minds together and that energy, that we can make things happen for ourselves and for our community. And we should also see that we don't need to apologize. And hopefully this is going to be the impetus and the driving force for Black people to start to come together and do things for them, and so we can do things for ourselves. Seriously, man, we got too many athletes making too much money to be still stuck here, only playing by their rules. We don't need permission to be great. And I think that's going to be my theme. As long as we talk about this subject matter, we don't need anybody's permission to strive for our own greatness and to create something for ourselves, and to not allow it to be co-opted.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I would just like to add this, for all those of you who are anti-Kyrie, anti-Kanye, whatever, keep that same energy for Jeff Bezos and Amazon, who actually are getting paid off of that product. Where's the fight? Where's the outrage there? Where's the energy when it comes to, to that $1 trillion business?
Agreed. And as you can see here, as we close, the reason why there hasn't been any criticism of Amazon or Bezos, as you like to affectionately call him, the NBA has a deal with Amazon Prime for 87 games, including playoff games for this season. So they are actively making money with Amazon and Jeff Bezos. And this is why you won't see LeBron, ESPN, FS1. You won't see any of these dudes at any point criticize Amazon or Jeff Bezos. But I did see on Twitter today that other celebrities outside of the sports world are starting to come together in an effort to get Amazon to take the movie down. So cool. Stand for something. You guys want them to take the movie down, but what we ain't gonna do is just continue to act like Kyrie Irving is the cause of all of this, where you have other companies profiting off of the sale of this movie, and they are not being brought to the forefront. Any final thoughts?
Watch the movie if you haven't.
Please.
Don't go off of reactions of other people. There's a lot of good information in the movie that can affect people in different ways. Again, we don't condone hate. We promote love and respect. And you got to take things with a grain of salt. In everything that you look at in the aspects of life, you can always find a negative and a positive. So let's continue to look at positive and promote the good and things that we find, and let's cast out the bad and the evil.
Let's get Kyrie back on the court, man. I'm not trying to hear any of this. They're talking about, he may be suspended for a 6th game against the Lakers. And it's like, for what, right? Josiah has already come out. Josiah met with Kyrie. Clara and I met with Kyrie and his family yesterday. We spent quality time to understand each other. And it's clear to me that Kyrie does not have any beliefs of hate towards Jewish people or any group. The Nets and Kyrie, together with the NBA and NBPA, are working constructively toward a process of forgiveness, healing, and education. I still don't like this. I still don't like it, because he does not need to be educated in the way that they think he needs to be educated. But I'm going to let it breathe. Okay. That's for the culture.
Hold on.
Before we tag it out of here.
Phil Knight, Nike, y'all owe him $11 million.
Yeah.
You owe him $11 million. That's his contract. Pay the man.
And the Nets also owe him some money from last season. Kyrie is just going to get vindicated all across the board. And again, just before we close, make sure you watch the movie, because they are going to take it off of Amazon. I promise you they are. Make sure you get a chance to watch the movie before they take it down, because I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it on YouTube or any other websites. Make sure you rent the movie. You got to rent it. You might have to buy it, but get it, because they're going to take it off Amazon. All right, Terrence, that's for the culture. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comments. We would love to hear what you think, and we're going to follow up with you in the comments too. We ain't scared.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the culture. Y'all have a good day.
Peace.